Well, Moreno comes from slums of Mexico, man. So that speaks levels on it already. But he was one of the last chosen on the top 24 for the Mighty Mouse Challenge. He was cut from the UFC in 2018. Comes back, and now look at him. Look at him. Not only is he a is now he's going to be a fan favorite now, but he established himself as, hey, the flyweight division is here. Remember, there was a point where Henry Cejudo was fighting TJ Dillashaw, and and Dana White, I think, said if Dillashaw beats Cejudo, the flyweight division is done, gone. I don't know if you remember that, him Dana White saying something like that.
Yep.
And last night Moreno said, "Hey, we're here. I'm here. The belt is here, and I want to take it."
That's what I said. I feel like this whole card, like again, was a perfect euphemism or metaphor, whatever word you want to use, just for what MMA is all about. And from top to bottom, it did not disappoint at any point. You could have tuned in at any point, and you would have been stuck to your screen the rest of the night. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody, after that card was over, you didn't want to go to bed. You were just like, okay, like how do I tone down from everything that just happened? Like I'm like
Yeah,
hype right now. Like what? It's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm hype. What?
Brandon Moreno definitely won.
You think so?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. There's no way. More successful takedowns, controlled takedowns, dazed him 3 times, 2 different rounds. At no point did Davison landed that right hand and dazed Brandon Moreno. He may have like stunned him in the second round. I think it was maybe around. I think it was minute maybe the second minute. I think it was into the second round. Um, Davison landed an uppercut that may have made Moreno like, oh shit, I need to seriously, like watch where watch his right hand.
Right. Yeah. And like I saw like exactly what I had thought previously, where Moreno had the speed advantage. You could tell he was in and out,
Oh
ducking to
man,
the
big
side,
time.
getting around him, and he ate everything Figgy had. And like I said, I was surprised though. Figgy didn't fade. He didn't fade at all. He was swinging in
Nope,
the fifth round.
nope. Yep, yep. Maybe the third and a half round, Figgy was just a little bit slower because he was taking the round off. He was pretty confident. Him and his corner were pretty confident that, you know, recovered, just keep firing at him, don't throw. I mean, don't show, just throw, one of those, because it's a championship fight.
Yep.
But
And
yeah, I kind of think he faded a little bit, bro, because Moreno was just all over him in that third and fourth round, bro. It was crazy how people talk about Max Holloway's condition, Khabib's, constant pressure. Bro, Moreno really, really showed that, he's will always and forever be a serious contender. Always.
yep, and he definitely showed he belonged there.
Oh, for sure.
MMA Twitter was going crazy over some clips of what Figueiredo does in the cage with his two eye pokes, his nut shot, which looked pretty like he did it on purpose, to be honest, to get a break. Like it felt like he did it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
purpose to catch his win
That's
because he was getting rocked in that third round when he did that. He was getting,
oh yeah.
and apparently he in the middle of the fight while he was on his back after Moreno took him down. I guess he was fingering one of Moreno's cuts. That's
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, apparently that's what everyone on MMA
Huh.
Twitter, and he's known for this because he did it against Joseph Benavidez in their second fight when he knocked Benavidez down. He literally grabbed the cut, like grabbed around the cut and spread it to try to like make the cut bigger to kind of give Benavidez to give him his back, and then he choked him out after that. Like being in there with Figgy, he is a savage. You should be scared
Yeah.
against that man. And that's the thing that also explains Moreno's kind of warrior spirit because he was not fading. He was still there. And I think there was this image shown around where they both kind of like throw their hands up at each other like what, that was it? After 25 minutes of fighting, they
Yeah.
neither of them faded. They were both still there. Like that fight was
Yeah.
crazy.
It really was. Like literally, I think that like now the flyweight division is proving itself to be something to watch on now.
100%. I think people are finally like coming to seeing the pace and like the actual technique involved in these little guys fight, man. It's insane.
It's more than just high speed physicality. It's more than just that. Everyone thinks that flyweights, oh man, they're fast. No, it's more than just that. It's way more than just that.
100%. I think I had Figgy winning the fight. I know you said you had Moreno winning the fight, but
Hmm.
the only reason why I have him winning that fight is just because of Moreno's lack of like output in the fifth round after he did something to his shoulder. Because
Yeah.
he didn't really do much that fifth round, and I don't understand looking at the judges' scorecards. I'm gonna put them on the screen for YouTube to see, so you guys can look at that. But there is not a single judge gave Moreno that third round. How?
Really? Wasn't that the round that Moreno had him? I think it was in that round where Moreno landed a jab and then a two, another jab and a two, and hit him so hard that Biggie almost like Ronda Rousey against the cage with his hands up. Wasn't that
Yep.
the round that it
Yeah,
happened that?
he rocked
Why
him
would you
and
not?
he took him
Yeah,
down in that round.
where he like rocked him and like they both fell to the ground, but because Brandon fell with him because um Figgy fell into him. Right?
Yep.
Wasn't that the round that happened that?
Yeah, he took him down too, and that's when he did the whole cut thing. And then I feel like he knew he was losing that round, and he was getting exhausted, so he nut kicked to catch a break. Like that. I mean, obviously, I can't be just throwing out stuff like that, but that's what I personally
No,
feel
no,
like.
and you can't because I spar and I spar against pros, I spar against kickboxers, I spar against guys I've just been doing it for 6 months. You know when someone's then they know when they're throwing a nut kick. Everyone knows, okay, because you were taught hardcore. Even as men, we do not want to get kicked in the nuts. We all know what it's like to get kicked in the nuts. We all know when it's on purpose and on accident. I mean, I spar all the time, man. You know when someone kicks you in the nuts on purpose, and these are high-level professionals trained to not kick. That's part of the rules to not get kicked in the nuts. So yeah, that was on purpose to catch a break. It was
And
frustration. Figgy was getting mad because Figgy couldn't drop him down with that right hand. I mean,
yep.
I kick him in the nuts. Why not? That's exactly what it was.
I was say when I heard it live, man, that sounded like a baseball bat hitting a baseball bat or
Yeah,
a
for
baseball.
real,
That was
man.
nuts. That thing was
He
like,
made. I legit thought the fight was gonna be over. When Miranda started coughing, I'm like, yep, he's gonna throw up. It's gonna be over. It's over.
yo, I can't believe he came back so fast of that too. He only took like what, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Like I
Yeah,
would have been on the
yeah,
ground for way
about two
longer than
minutes.
that. Yo, oh, what else?
Crazy, man.
It's a, actually I want to keep it on the topic because he said after the fight he said he was in the hospital yesterday, the night before. Mind you, that's after weight cutting.
Yeah.
And we all know, weight cutting to 125 for Figgy is hard. I mean, he weighs 150, 155. Like that's a ridiculous cut to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he said he was in the hospital till 2 in the morning with a stomach infection, and that he didn't eat at all that day prior after weight cutting and weighing in and all that good stuff. Um, I really want to know if he actually was admitted and had an IV because having any IV after weight cutting is a USADA violation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also rumors of if he did have a stomach infection, they would prescribe him steroids. Not PED steroids,
Yeah, yeah.
but those would also result in a positive USADA test. Basically, kind of like negating everything he did that night. So I'm hoping everything comes out where he just went to the hospital and then they released him without giving him IV, and because there's also rumors going around on MMA Twitter that it was just anxiety, psychological anxiety. He was, not scared, but just, you're going into a fight. Everyone's gonna be full of anxiety. Their mind's gonna be racing.
Yeah.
That's just human nature there.
I I don't know, man. I did see that last. I did see him. I did hear him say it last night in the post fight conference where he went to the hospital and all that blah blah. And I was like, the hospital would let you go if you have a stomach infection. Don't they normally keep you, or they let you go unless they give you an IV or a fruit cocktail full of medicine to, almost like you said, a steroid.
Right. And like I mean that's just me speculating, but like at the same time I feel like those are legitimate questions just because of USADA's, kind of like control over that type of stuff to prevent those hard cut weight cuts from happening, because like that was a big problem back before they made this rule where you can't just use IVs to replenish your body after weight cutting.
Let me just clarify what I meant by a fruit cocktail. I don't mean like they literally gave him a bunch of fruit from a can. I mean like the same thing happened to me where I ate a bunch of spicy foods and I had like a stomach infection. I went to the hospital. They gave me like this medicine. They called it a fruit cocktail and it was supposed to make you throw up. So they knew what was in the blood. Just to clarify that, or what was in the blood in the throw up, or if you threw up blood, they found out what was in it. Just to clarify, they didn't legitimately probably give him a fruit cocktail.
Yeah, for a minute I was like, wait, I'm just gonna assume he didn't
Yeah.
mean that, but I'm not sure what he means.
No, no, just to clarify, that's what the nurse called it when she gave it to me.
Okay.